Like when one gets thoughts of anger, doesn't act on it. This is really, really important. Realizes it's due to past previous karma, and instead of willfully develops loving kindness, will anger create negative karma. If you do not proactively, engage in the loving kindness process, then yes, negative karma will definitely be generated. There are some people with, like more different temperaments. Like we have 6 kind of temperaments in Buddhism. We say Raga Charita, Dosa Charita, Moha Charita, Saddha Charita, Vitakka Charita, Buddhi Charita. So 6 kinds of temperaments we have in among our people. So some people are more into desires, more lustful temperaments. Okay, so they are very aesthetic kind of people. They write neatly, they walk differently, and they do things very nicely. So the way they behave is slower and nice. Okay, but when it comes to those charita people, the hatred or ill will temperament people, that also reflects their blood group, their blood type. The Ragacharita people are more calm kind of people, and then those Charita people are more warmer, like their blood is like it's natural. It's happening to them. Other temperaments also are like that. Like complications are there, confusion characters, and then intellectually, highly intellectual people also. They are different temperaments. But when we want to work on this, there are wonderful meditation techniques for them to balance them. So let's say like you are a Raga Charita person, and then you have to work something against those temperaments. Like you are more lustful, or you are more desirous. You have more desires. So what you need to do is you need to practice something on the impermanent side, like asubha bhavana, the awful nature of the body, for example, and the death, for example, and the impermanence, for example. That can be very helpful. You see the reality of the life. You see the reality of the body, and that can be very helpful for you to practice something against. That is the kind of anti kind of vaccine or something. You have to work something against that, and then you can balance. So let's say like you were born as a dosa charita person, and a person who is dominated by ill will. It doesn't mean you will end up your life with that anger temperament forever. Okay, what you can do is you can balance. If you have ill will, you easily get angry, you easily lose temper. There are people like that. That's very human. Then they can work more with the loving kindness meditation, metta bhavana. Okay, this is a very interesting way to counterattack your ill will temperament. Metta, karuna, mudita, upekka, the 4 sublime states, like the loving kindness, and then the compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity. When you practice these things, you definitely can balance. And that is why the many meditation masters have instructed the practitioners to practice these meditation techniques so that you can balance your temperaments. So one more thing, like Ragacharita person doesn't mean that he is 100% Ragacharita. He is also mostly dominant, yes. But then he has some other temperaments, some features of other temperaments too. So we need to keep that in mind when we know, when you know, you need to know what is your temperament. I remember when I was a novice monk, before entering the monkhood, our high priest, he used to give us the monks used to give us, they test us. We didn't know how they test, but they actually were testing us. How we drink, how we eat, how we sweep the garden, temple garden. The way we do it, they recognize the character, they recognize the temperament of the person, and accordingly, the meditation technique is given to that practitioner. That's how it happens. So there are some people who write with very beautiful handwriting. So mostly they are Raga Charita people. Raga Charita is a really wonderful character actually. And then some people write really fast, and they are not really all messy. They want to do things very faster. They don't have patience, and all these things are part of the dosa charita. And some people are very confusing, and that is part of the vitakka charita. And some are very intellectual, and they don't want all the details. They just need little bit, the precise summary of things. That's it for them. Just like Venerable Sariputta asked Venerable Assaji to say it in precise. I don't need in detail. I can imagine the rest of it. So there are Buddhi Charita people too. So we need to know different temperaments. According to different temperaments, different meditation techniques are there. These are beautifully explained in Visuddhimagga actually. So if you want to learn more details, Visuddhimagga is a wonderful day. Maybe later on, if you ask me, I could probably explain more. That's how it happens. So don't worry if you have ill will or anger temperament, so you can manage. You can practice more metta, and that way, the more you practice metta, loving kindness, actually you are creating a condition for more past loving kindness and of past wholesome karma to be active with you today. So you will be attracted by more wholesome past karma when you have patience, when you have peace, when you have no anger, so that will actually attract more wholesome karma. But if you don't have that, if you get angry easily, if you panic, you yell at others, you scream, and then you are actually attracting more negative karma. You actually creating a kind of you create a kind of vacuum, so that all the past negative karma will be attracted. We have to be very careful. It depends on how you do it. So if you know your weakness, you have to work accordingly.